Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the June event of the 2024 SalesPad webinar series. My name is Mike Radin. I'm a senior sales engineer at Cavallo. A quick reminder, you can view our entire webinar lineup by visiting our events page at www.cavallo.com/events-schedule. You'll be able to register for every webinar and view recordings of past webinars from this page. For today's webinar, it'll be a 30-minute presentation followed by Q&A. Please feel free to ask questions throughout the presentation using the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen, and we'll do our best to answer all of the questions at the end. Lastly, this is a reminder that today's webinar is being recorded and will be available on our events page after the event. We're excited to have Evan Lyle, sales engineer, and also my counterpart from Cavallo with us today. Evan is going to walk us through our EDI integration with SPS Commerce. This integration helps our customers stay competitive with big box retailers by automating key tasks and taking human error out of the equation. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Evan to introduce himself and kick us off.
Thanks, Mike. Like Mike said, today's webinar will be about optimizing efficiency with EDI using SalesPad's EDI integration for sales and purchasing. My name is Evan Lyle. I'm a sales engineer here at Cavallo, and I've been with the company going on 3 years, working with both customers and prospects to understand their pain points and how Cavallo's solutions can help alleviate those pains. I attended Michigan State University, where I studied mechanical engineering, and I have a background in manufacturing. My favorite hobbies include getting outdoors, whether that be softball, golf, or hiking, traveling, and spending time with my family and friends. A brief agenda for our webinar today. I'll provide a quick overview of Cavallo for those of you who may not be familiar with us. We'll then talk about EDI and the benefits of integrating with SalesPad. We'll then provide a live demonstration of the EDI integration in SalesPad. And then finally, we'll wrap up with some time for question and answers. So a little bit of background on Cavallo for those of you who are not as familiar with us. We were founded in 2003 with over 20, and now we have over 20 years of helping distributors increase efficiency and profitability. In that time, we've served over 1,000 companies and 20,000 users. We provide world-class support as reflected by our 96% retention rate and 96 Net Promoter Score. And our customers have been able to create massive amounts of value with our software. Cavallo offers a wide range of functionality in our SalesPad product suite, from managing customers and orders to managing your warehouse with our Inventory Manager solution. We help distributors streamline their order-to-cash cycle. Today's webinar will be focusing on omnichannel, specifically our EDI integration with SPS, as well as our workflow automation capabilities. For those of you that aren't familiar with EDI, it stands for Electronic Data Interchange and allows companies to communicate with trading partners electronically, eliminating many of your manual touch points. Whether you're new to EDI or using a non-integrated EDI provider, there are several potential business challenges that companies face. First and foremost is the potential for human error, rekeying information coming from trading partners into SalesPad or GP to generate an order. This opens the door to those errors and ultimately chargeback from your customers trading partners when sending the wrong items, the wrong quantities, things along those lines. Additionally, many businesses have a lack of EDI expertise internally, which results in need to spend time learning EDI on the fly. And this results in a lot of trial and error internally. If you are using EDI, you may be working hard to land a big box store account, but onboarding new trading partners can be slow and tiresome and impact the relationship before it's even started. All of this can result in far too many labor hours spent worrying about EDI. And this is where SalesPad's EDI integration can come into play. SalesPad integrates with SPS Commerce for our EDI processing, and integrating with SPS and SalesPad can eliminate many of those mistakes and cut down on chargebacks, ultimately improving profitability. SalesPad's EDI integration is going to provide you with a simple UI and will not require EDI expertise. Using EDI can help you enter new markets and gain new customers, ultimately helping your business grow in revenue while saving time and money. On the right-hand side here, we have provided a list of our supported transactions with EDI. When it comes to the sell side, we support the inbound 850 purchase order, as well as several other transactions, especially the 855 purchase order acknowledgement, advanced ship notice, as well as the ability to send out invoices via EDI. When buying from customers, SalesPad will allow you to send purchase orders to your vendors via EDI, as well as receiving the advanced ship notice from those vendors. Additionally, SalesPad supports various warehouse communication documents and carrier documents as well. The diagram below provides a visual representation of how the sell side EDI will work in SalesPad. Your trading partner will send an 850 via SPS. Using SalesPad's workflow and automation, we can then manage those sales orders, shipment info, and invoices, all while handling the communication back through SPS to your trading partners automatically via workflow. All of that information will write back to GP, allowing you to streamline your order to cash cycle and eliminate additional manual touch points or rekeying of data. With that said, we'll go ahead and flip into SalesPad and go through a demonstration of our EDI integration. So here in SalesPad, I want to start on our EDI processing screen. The EDI processing screen is going to give you visibility into all of your transactions that are coming and going with your trading partners through SPS. We can see those documents, the EDI number, associated customer for those transactions, as well as the associated documents. And if there are any errors, we can then use the EDI processing screen to manage and evaluate those errors that are occurring with our EDI transactions. Our EDI processing can be either set to run on a schedule or as a service to automatically pull those orders in on a fixed schedule, or users have the ability to start and stop this service here within the EDI processing screen. If I go ahead and start, that will speak out to SPS Commerce, look for any outstanding purchase orders that may be queued up to come into my system. And when that process is complete, I see here that right now, 2:08 p.m., we had an inbound 850 purchase order from Aaron Fitz Electrical, and I can also see the corresponding document number that has been created. All of this is going to eliminate any need to manually rekey any of that information from your trading partners, as we will handle the mapping of your data from SPS into a sales document within SalesPad. If I flip over to my sales monitor and refresh, I see I now have a new document within my EDI review queue, that order 97 from Aaron Fitz Electrical that just came in. If I go ahead and open up the sales document, I can see all the corresponding information for that sales order, including the line item. This customer has ordered 3 of this SW001 item. I can see the corresponding customer information, as well as the fact that this was created by the SP EDI integration. When it comes time to acknowledge an order, or if we perhaps need to make changes to an order before we can acknowledge, users have the ability to use the EDI 855 order acknowledgement plugin manually. In the case of any changes that need to occur. When opening up the plugin, we will see any changes from the information coming from via SPS as yellow. So in this case, the document came over with a different bill to address code than what we have stored within SalesPad. And that shows as yellow as it has been updated to our primary address location. Users have the ability to accept the document with changes, accept all the original information, or even reject the purchase order here within the order acknowledgement screen. In a case where our EDI process is streamlined and we are automatically accepting via workflow, users can either go hands-off using SalesPad's workflow automation and automation agent to flow those documents into a warehouse queue automatically, or after review, users have the ability here to go in and release that sales document, and that will forward through my workflow. In my case, I have a workflow queue to send that EDI acknowledgement automatically in an auto forward queue, and then that document will end up within my EDI pick queue. Here on the sales document, we do have a couple of additional tabs related to EDI. So if a customer is sending any EDI order changes, this EDI order changes sales document will provide visibility into any of those changes and allow you to accept or reject those changes. And we also have the EDI processing log that will provide us visibility into the EDI documents that are coming and going related to that specific sales document. So I can see at 2:08 p.m. that 850 came inbound for this sales document to generate the document. And then at 2:11 p.m., we sent an outbound 855 purchase order acknowledgement via workflow to our customer to acknowledge that we have received your purchase order, accepted it, and will begin fulfillment. At the individual document level, we have that visibility, or if I flip over into my EDI processing screen, I can see that same visibility. Document 97, that sales order we were just looking at, we sent an outbound 855 purchase order to accept that order from our trading partner. Back on the sales document, I can now begin fulfillment on my sales order. So with SalesPad and our EDI integration, we're going to allow you to handle those sales documents in whatever fulfillment process that you use. So if you're fulfilling via inventory manager using a scanner to scan the items, fulfill those, we can then handle those orders via that manner. We also have the ability to manually fulfill the items on the sales document here within SalesPad. So I'll go ahead, fulfill the 2 items for this sales document, and we can then move on and begin shipping of the sales order. Again, releasing that into workflow provides users within SalesPad the visibility. If I move back over into my sales monitor and refresh, I see the bar document as it started in the review queue, but fulfillment happened and it is now sitting in our EDI ship queue, meaning that order is ready to be shipped. With that, I'll go ahead and flip over into Ship Center, SalesPad's integrated shipping solution that allows companies to ship via UPS, FedEx, Stamps.com, as well as rate quote through a number of different carriers as well. And all of with Ship Center will allow us to generate packing and package information so that we have the ability to send the ASN out of SalesPad automatically to our trading partner. Here within my shipment monitor, I see I have order 97, that order that we've been working on fulfillment for. And I can go ahead and double click this to generate our shipment. This is going to provide users in your warehouse the ability to, one, mark package information for that sales document, as well as weigh the package and ultimately either rate quote or generate shipments if we have predefined shipping options depending on our shipment type on our sales document. Here within my shipment, I'll go ahead and select my package template. Within Ship Center, we have the ability to find predefine templates for various different packaging types. We'll be shipping these out of a medium box. And then I can go ahead and pack those items, make note of which package those items are in. So if we're sending an order on multiple different packages, we can make note of which items are within which package. In this case, I'll send all of those items to the selected package, select OK, and my corresponding weight will roll up depending on the item master information within SalesPad and GP. Ship Center will also provide the ability to enable a USB scale to weigh those packages within the software to get most accurate weight information for shipping. Once I have my information, all my items packed, I can go ahead and click and rate my shipment. In this case, I don't have negotiated rates, so $20 shipment for a couple of bars of soap, and I can go ahead and finish that shipment, and that will generate our shipping labels as well as our tracking information to write back to SalesPad. I can see my labels pop up on my screen here. We also have the ability to automatically print those out to a printer within the warehouse. And once that is shipped, we get our tracking information that will all write back to SalesPad and then move that document forward within my workflow. Flipping back into SalesPad, if I refresh here, I see my document 97 has moved out of my EDI ship queue and into my EDI shipped queue, and it has a status of fully picked TRK, telling us that that document now has tracking information as well. Opening the document back up, I can see the corresponding tracking information. And if I go to my shipment tab here within the sales document, I can see my package information, the height, width, and length, as well as the weight and which items are within that package here within SalesPad. All of that is writing back directly from Ship Center. With EDI, we can then call out to SPS, get any trading partner specific labels that we may need, pull those in from SPS and provide that visibility here within SalesPad. So once I get those labels, I see that the labels have been retrieved, and that information is now here within the software where we can then print any of the corresponding labels that may be needed. Once I have all of that information and I'm ready to send my ASN, users can, again, either automatically forward that through workflow or using the sales document plugin manually send that advanced ship notice to our trading partners. So I'll go ahead and release the sales document once again into my workflow, where we will trigger the sending of that advanced ship notice to our trading partner to let them know that the items are on the way with the tracking information that we just generated within Ship Center. So the document's been moved to a ready to invoice queue. Again, if I look at my EDI processing log here within my sales document, I can see an EDI 856 was sent out to our trading partner just now as we forwarded that document through our workflow. This is eliminating any manual rekeying of information, any manual touch points in SPS, as it is fully automated with SalesPad's workflow engine. Doesn't require users to flip back and forth between SPS's portal and the ERP. We're streamlining that process to provide the best end-to-end support for your internal teams. Back on the EDI processing screen, again, we can see that information at a more holistic view for all of our various different documents rather than just the individual sales document within the order. I also have visibility here that we made the call to get those labels for that document number 97. When it comes time to invoice our sales documents, we also have provide the ability to automatically send that 810 advanced invoice out to our trading partners via SalesPad's workflow engine. So with that, we've completed fulfillment on this document number 97. We've shipped it. I know it's now time to invoice. I'll go ahead and invoice that order, generate our shipment here within SalesPad. And with that, that will mark that order as shipped, generate the corresponding invoice where we can flip over and manage all of that information within our invoice workflow as well. So my invoice workflow has a step for one final invoice review before we automatically send that 810 invoice out to the trading partner and ultimately post that document. One more time, if I open up that document number 97, as a user, I can go ahead, review, double check, tracking information, fulfillment information, and then finally, I can send my 810 invoice outbound to our trading partners to update them and send the corresponding document. That'll forward through my workflow queue, automatically triggering the sending of that EDI 810 before it flows into a posting queue. One final time within my EDI processing log, I can see the various different inbound and outbound transactions for my order to cash cycle for this specific sales document. So started with an inbound 850, process generated that order, and then as we begin working on the fulfillment process for that sales document, we send a purchase order acknowledgement, advanced ship notice, and then finally the invoice for that sales document. EDI, SalesPad's EDI integration is going to allow you to streamline and eliminate those manual touch points for many of the different documents required when communicating with your trading partners during the order to cash cycle. When it comes to buying via EDI, if you're working with vendors who you are sending via email many different purchase orders or having to enter those documents into a portal, SalesPad is also going to provide you the ability to automate the sending of purchase orders out to your trading partners. So if I go ahead and close that invoice and flip over into this purchase order that I've had queued up, I can see the corresponding information for this purchase order. My trading partner or vendor, Carlson's Specialties, I'm slated to buy 50 of that same SW001 item from them for my warehouse location. With that, if I notice here along the top, EDI 850 purchase order, I have the ability to send that purchase order via SPS to my trading partners directly from the purchase order here. No need, again, to email the document, log into an external portal. Users can manage all of that information directly within SalesPad. As I click the plugin there, it's prompting me to create and send an 850 for this purchase order. And I'll say yes. And so long as all of our information is mapped correspondingly, I get a notification here that the EDI 850 processed successfully. Flipping back into my EDI processing log, I again can see that the outbound 850 for that purchase order was sent to our trading partner. When the time comes that the trading partner vendor has shipped those items, SalesPad is going to provide support for the inbound 856 from those trading partners. Within SalesPad, we also provide the ability to map your various business objects, as well as provide a data cross-reference if vendors or trading partners are sending information with different SKU names from what you have in SalesPad or different address locations. You can then set a data cross-reference to make sure all of that is coming in with the proper information to generate the sales document or purchase order information properly. With all of that being said, I'll go ahead and flip back over into my slide deck. And really quick, we'll just talk about some of what our customers who use our SalesPad EDI integration say. One customer mentioned that it literally took something that took hours into seconds and minutes. So as I mentioned, rather than having to log into external portals, flip back and forth between various different softwares, users can automate many of the manual touch points using the EDI integration. Another customer mentioned that it brought the number of clicks down from 10 to 1. So they were able to fully automate their workflow process when it came to those EDI orders, so that as soon as the order was brought in as an 850, rather than having to have multiple different manual touch points, they simply needed to click one time and fully automate that process. And finally, if you're on GP and want EDI capabilities, getting SalesPad solely for EDI is a worthwhile investment. SalesPad is going to provide that integration between SPS Commerce and GP and allow you to streamline your order fulfillment process for those EDI orders. With that being said, I'll pass it back over to Mike for some Q&A.
Yeah, thank you, Evan. Looks like we have a couple questions here. So the first one is, does SalesPad EDI integration allow for intercompany trading?
Yeah, the SalesPad EDI integration will allow you to send documents internally. So if you're buying from various different intercompanies, you have the ability to send those documents internally without having to communicate through SPS. Any of that external communication is still going to be recommended to go through SPS.
Awesome. Looks like another one. Can I use workflow to automatically send an outbound 850 to a vendor, similar to how I can run EDI plugins with sales documents?
Yeah, so I happen to show the sending of that outbound 850 purchase order manually, just manually clicking that plugin. But that purchase order workflow will also allow you to automatically send the outbound 850 to your trading partners.
Another one here. If a customer sends an 850 with differing information than what we have in SalesPad, is there a way to convert that to the right SKU, address, etc.?
Yeah, we touched on that a little briefly at the end. Using the data cross-reference within SalesPad is going to allow you to make definitions between trading partner information and what you have it set up in SalesPad. So again, if there's a differing SKU name, item number, things along those lines, you have the ability to set that cross-reference to make sure that information maps over accordingly.
Got it. There's another one here. How do you map a PO to a specific customer in SalesPad, especially when the customer number is not provided in the document? I'm assuming this is talking about a customer PO.
So an inbound 850, that would be handled via the business object mapping. So I'd have to hear more about your specific use case, but it would definitely be handled within the business object mapping within SalesPad.
Thanks. That looks like, okay, another one just came in. The majority of our sales orders come in on an Excel form and someone manually enters all the data into the required fields. Can SalesPad EDI be set up to upload the Excel sheet and populate all the SalesPad fields so someone does not have to manually enter? What about document order engineering changes? So
when it comes to Excel files, SalesPad also has an import manager functionality. So we can set up import mapping information to generate sales documents, add sales lines as Excel imports. Can you say the second half of that question again, Mike?
Can it be set up to upload Excel sheet and populate all the SalesPad fields so someone does not have to manually enter? And the other question was about the document order engineering changes.
Yeah, as far as order engineering changes, that'd be something I'd have to look further into. But we can definitely investigate, and I'd be happy to follow up with you.
Yeah, and just one last question here, which probably be best, we'll follow up with an account manager for sure, but from a technical standpoint, what needs to be done to integrate SalesPad with SPS? We have an implementation team specifically dedicated to that. Would be a best question probably to run through them to understand your exact scenario, but we'll be happy to follow up on that one. All right. That looks like that's it for the question. So I just wanted to give another thank you to our presenter, Evan, and all of you for spending part of your Thursday with us. We really hope to see you next month on July 18th for a webinar on the SalesPad roadmap, since we are halfway through the year. Our SalesPad product manager, Alyssa Strand, will be our presenter and the best person to present on that topic. And if you'd like to dive deeper into your organization's specific needs, or you have any questions about what you heard today, please reach out to your account manager or go ahead and scan the QR code on this slide for a link to a form to complete with all of your questions. Lastly, when you exit the webinar, there will be a short survey. We would greatly appreciate your feedback. Thank you everyone for joining, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much, everyone.